Have you ever spent 20 minutes styling your hair, only to look in the mirror and wonder why it still seems flat, thin, or somehow older than you feel? If you have fine hair after 50, you're definitely not alone. But here's something most women never hear. The biggest problem isn't that your hair is fine, it's that you've probably been styling it the same way for years, and those once popular techniques may now be working against you. The good news: you don't need thicker hair, expensive salon treatments, or a drawer full of styling products to create a fuller, more youthful look. In fact, some of the most common habits women rely on every single morning are actually making fine hair appear even thinner. And once you know what they are, they're surprisingly easy to fix. In today's video, I'm going to share the 2 biggest styling mistakes that quietly age fine hair after 50. Then I'll show you 3 simple styling tricks that professional stylists use to create natural volume, soft movement, and a polished look that feels elegant instead of overdone. These are practical techniques you can start using tomorrow morning with the tools you already have at home. If we've never met before, welcome. I'm Emily, a professional fashion designer, and this channel is dedicated to helping women over 50 feel confident, modern, and effortlessly elegant through timeless fashion and beauty advice that actually works in real life. If that sounds like something you'd enjoy, I'd love for you to subscribe and become part of our wonderful community. Every week, we share simple, practical ideas designed specifically for women just like you. Now, let's begin with the first styling mistake, and trust me, almost every woman with fine hair has made it at some point. At first glance, this habit seems completely harmless. In fact, many women believe they're doing their fine hair a favor. But if your style loses volume just an hour or 2 after you've finished it, this could be the reason. The first mistake is using too many heavy styling products. It's easy to understand why this happens. As we get older, our hair often feels drier, softer, and more delicate than it did in our 30s or 40s. Naturally, many women reach for rich hair oils, thick smoothing creams, leave-in conditioners, or heavy serums, hoping they'll make fine hair look healthier and shinier. Unfortunately, fine hair reacts very differently. Because each strand is naturally lightweight, it doesn't take much product to weigh it down. Instead of creating fullness, those heavy formulas pull the hair closer to the scalp. The roots lose their lift, the crown looks flat, and the hair begins to separate into thin sections that make the scalp much more noticeable. The result isn't healthier-looking hair. It actually creates the illusion that your hair is thinner than it really is. Professional stylists know that beautiful fine hair isn't created by adding more product, it's created by protecting natural lift and movement. That's why they almost always choose lightweight formulas that support volume instead of flattening it. If you love using styling products, you don't have to stop. You simply need to use the right ones in the right places. Choose a lightweight, volumizing mousse or a root-lifting spray, and apply it only at the roots, while your hair is still damp. If your ends feel dry, use just a tiny drop of lightweight serum on the last few inches of your hair knot, near the scalp. This keeps your hair soft without sacrificing body or movement. Remember, the goal isn't stiff, perfect hair. It's soft, airy volume that looks healthy, modern, and naturally youthful. But even if you throw away every heavy styling product today, there's another habit that could still be making your hairstyle look older than it should, and it's one that millions of women still rely on every morning. This next mistake is probably the most surprising one on today's list because it actually creates volume, but not the kind of volume that makes you look younger. The second mistake is teasing, or backcombing your hair to create height. If you've been doing this for years, you're certainly not alone. For decades, women were told that teasing the crown was the easiest way to make fine hair appear fuller. And for a few minutes, it often does. The hair looks higher, thicker, and more dramatic. But here's what most women don't realize. The kind of volume created by teasing is stiff, uneven, and artificial. Instead of giving your hair a soft body, it creates a rough texture that catches the light in all the wrong places. As the day goes on, those teased sections begin to collapse, leaving patches that look flat, while other areas remain bulky. The overall style loses its balance, making fine hair appear less healthy and much older than it really is. There's another reason this technique no longer works. Modern hairstyles are all about effortless movement. Today's elegant styles have soft lift, gentle texture, and natural flow. Heavy teasing was fashionable years ago, but now it often makes a hairstyle look dated rather than sophisticated. Instead of framing your face beautifully, it draws attention to the hairstyle itself. Professional stylists almost never depend on aggressive vacuuming to create lasting volume. They know the healthiest looking hair is hair that moves naturally while still maintaining gentle lift at the roots. If you've been teasing your hair every morning, don't worry. You don't have to accept flat hair instead. There are much better techniques that give you beautiful volume without damaging delicate strands or making your hairstyle look outdated. Now that you know what to stop doing, let's look at what actually works. The first styling trick is incredibly simple, completely free, and it can make your fine hair look fuller before you even pick up a styling product. Before we continue, I'd love to hear from you. What's your biggest challenge with fine hair after 50? Is it flat roots, thinning around the crown, or keeping volume all day? Let me know in the comments. I truly enjoy reading them, and they help me create videos that answer your biggest styling questions. Before you buy another volumizing product or book another salon appointment, try this one simple change first. It takes less than a minute, costs absolutely nothing, and yet it can completely transform the way fine hair looks. Change your hair part. It sounds almost too simple to matter, but professional stylists use this trick all the time because they understand how hair naturally behaves over the years. If you've worn the exact same part for 5, 10, or even 20 years, your hair has become trained to fall in that direction. Over time, the roots settle closer to the scalp, losing the natural lift they once had. That's why so many women notice that their hair looks flatter every year even when the haircut hasn't changed.
I feel absolutely
The solution
radiant.
isn't a dramatic
It's exactly
makeover.
what I wanted.
It's simply giving your hair a new direction. Instead of wearing a perfectly centered part every day, try a soft side part or a slightly off-center part. If you already wear a side part, move it just half an inch farther than usual. That small shift encourages the roots to lift naturally, creating instant volume where fine hair needs it most. For special occasions, you can also try a gentle zigzag part instead of a perfectly straight line. It subtly disguises visible scalp, adds texture, and creates the illusion of thicker hair without looking obvious. Here's another professional tip. Don't force the part too far to one side. An extreme side part can sometimes make fine hair appear thinner. Instead, keep it soft and balanced so your face remains open and your hairstyle looks modern and effortless. After changing your part, lightly fluff the roots with your fingertips instead of brushing everything flat again. That tiny finishing touch helps preserve the natural lift you've just created. Sometimes, the smallest styling changes make the biggest visual difference. The best part is that this trick works whether your hair is short, shoulder length, or longer. It's quick, elegant, and completely free. Now that we've created natural volume at the roots, let's move to the second styling technique, a professional blow-drying method that helps your hair stay fuller for hours instead of falling flat before lunchtime. The second styling trick begins before your hair is completely dry, and it's one of the biggest reasons salon blowouts seem to have so much natural volume. It isn't just the products they use, it's how they dry the hair. Many women make the same mistake every morning. They point the blow dryer straight down while the hair lies flat against the head. It feels fast and convenient, but it also trains the roots to stay close to the scalp. By the time the hair is dry, most of the natural volume has already disappeared. Professional stylists work differently. Instead of flattening the roots first, they create lift before smoothing the rest of the hair. That simple change makes fine hair appear fuller from the very beginning. Here's how you can do it at home. Start when your hair is about 70% dry. Apply a lightweight volumizing mousse or root lifting spray if you like. Then divide the top of your hair into a few small sections. Using a round brush or a vent brush, gently lift each section upward while directing the warm airflow at the roots. Hold the brush in place for a few seconds. Then slowly pull it through to the ends. Once the roots are dry, finish each section with the cool setting on your blow dryer. That cool burst helps lock in the lift, allowing your style to stay fuller for much longer. If you want a little extra volume, place 2 or 3 large Velcro rollers at the crown for 5 to 10 minutes while your hair cools. You don't need a full head of rollers. Just those few at the top can make a noticeable difference. When you remove them, avoid grabbing a brush right away. Instead, gently shake your hair loose with your fingers. This keeps the volume soft, natural, and full of movement rather than making it look stiff or overstyled. You've now learned how to create lift by changing your part and by drying your roots the right way. But there's one final styling trick that many women overlook and, in my opinion, it's the secret that makes fine hair look effortlessly elegant, instead of simply styled. The final styling trick is my personal favorite, because it's the one that instantly separates a hairstyle that looks ordinary from one that looks polished, elegant, and effortlessly youthful. The secret is this: stop trying to make your hair perfectly still, let it move. Many women with fine hair finish styling by spraying on a heavy layer of strong-hold hairspray. The goal is understandable. They want the style to last all day. But here's the problem. Hair that doesn't move rarely looks youthful. Think about the women whose hairstyles always look fresh and sophisticated. Their hair has gentle movement. It catches the light naturally. It frames the face softly instead of looking stiff or frozen in place. That's exactly the effect you want. Instead of using a maximum hold hairspray, choose a lightweight flexible hold formula. Hold the spray about 12 inches away, and apply just 1 or 2 light mists. Your hairstyle will still keep its shape, but it will also move naturally when you walk, turn your head, or smile. Here's another professional trick that makes a surprising difference. Once you've finished styling, resist the temptation to keep touching your hair throughout the day. Every time your hands run through your hair, natural oils transfer to the strands. Fine hair absorbs those oils quickly, causing the roots to lose volume much faster. Style it once, make a few gentle adjustments, and then let it be. Now let's quickly recap today's 5 points. First, avoid heavy styling products that weigh fine hair down. Second, stop relying on teasing or vacuuming for volume, because it often creates an outdated look. Third, refresh your hairstyle simply by changing your hair part to create instant natural lift. Fourth, use the proper blow-drying technique to build volume at the roots before smoothing the ends. And finally, finish with flexible movement instead of stiff hold so your hair looks soft, modern, and effortlessly elegant. Remember, fine hair isn't something you need to fight against. With the right styling techniques, it can become one of your most beautiful features. The goal has never been to have the thickest hair in the room. The goal is to have healthy-looking hair that complements your face, enhances your confidence, and reflects your personal style. In my next video, I'll share more simple fashion and beauty secrets that help women over 50 look polished, modern, and confident every single day. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, remember, true elegance isn't about looking younger. It's about looking like the very best version of yourself. I'm Emily, and I'll see you in the next video.